I'm guessing there is no easy way to start this, so maybe let's just jump into it. What I'm doing here is something incredibly unconventional because I'm basically responding to another ASM artist, especially when it's about a political ramble. So, but that's what's happening tonight, so strap in. He recently posted a political ramble ASMR. I don't know how else to describe it. I guess that is the official term for it. And it was titled, well, it still is titled at the time of this recording. It's titled "What is Scotland?" Now, when I read that, I mean, I knew he had some things to say. He's Scottish, by the way, even though he's not living in Scotland at the moment, but he's Scottish, so there's a reason why I do listen to Scottish ASMR artists, right? But I knew this was coming, and I was kind of trying to prepare myself, just try to take some deep breaths, and I was like, okay, just get on with it. I kind of know where he's going with that, and I'm just curious to hear his thoughts and to see his side, his argument. Not to say that my side or my argument is contrary to his, and not to say that it is the same as his, but what I'm trying to say is I make it a point to not disclose my identity, I'd say. But I'm just so moved by his delivery of his own views that even quite some time after seeing it, I still keep coming back to it and thinking about it, about the arguments that he brought forth, and I'm very conflicted. Because you see, I try to focus on the things that I can change and try to stay within a reasonable lane, I'd say, but without like taking away any of my options. But I don't want to get lost into any kind of fantasy world where I think that I can change the world or anything, but I try to stay rational, if that makes sense. No, we were talking about identities, countries, nationalities. People get riled up. It's an incredibly emotional topic. People have identities, and those identities are very closely connected to the label that you put on it, be it you're Peruvian, you're Australian, you're Spanish. It's not taken seriously, really, in the grand scheme of things, because we tend to sweep it all under a rug as if the UK is just another union, just like the EU or even like the United States, where it's like we all come together and, well, we all belong. But the EU is a little bit different. Unlike with the United States, where it's like the states are considered to be regions, because a state is not a country, but it's just a part of it, just a part of the bigger picture. Now with Northern Ireland, Scotland, England, and Wales, we don't have that. Those are distinct identities with distinct cultural backgrounds, different genes, with different languages, different customs, and somewhat like borders. Not really, but also not. Now, does it really matter? In my opinion, it does not, because we all like to be, on good terms with our neighbors or whoever we have any kind of affiliation with. Now, I personally, and I debated with myself if I should even, ever talk about it, but I felt very rambly, and I was like, why not? Why not share it with you? Maybe you're not into the sexy mood tonight and you just want to listen to me ramble and fall asleep to it. Then in that case, just sleep on. But why not share it? I'm just a voice on the internet after all. Maybe a tingly one, but a voice nonetheless. So let it be heard, huh? So like I said, in my humble opinion, I believe that not only Scotland a country, so is Northern Ireland, so is Wales, so is England. Those are countries within a union, and until the end of this year, within or as part of another bigger union, the European one. And within the British Union, which is the UK, we not only have different nationalities and different identities, but what we do have is different mentalities. And some mentalities lean more towards certain perceptions of our surroundings, I would say. I know I'm being very, very vague. I'm very sorry about that. And others not. It's like there are countries out there that are very, very proud of themselves. Like they have great national pride, and that's fine as far as I'm concerned. Like it's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's just a thing, right? And some countries more than others. And I believe that England is a really big and powerful country. It always has been. And I believe that they have we have, I don't want to dox myself, right? Or that, that the English identity is very strong, very powerful, very manifested within its people. It's not a question, it's a state of being. And it doesn't feel inferior. It doesn't feel as if anything is ever at stake. It's like it's a mass of people. We're talking about many, many, many millions. And it is far greater just in numbers than Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales combined. So it's easy to see why there would be a shift in power and the perception of it. However, people in those other, pseudo countries like Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales have their own identities, like I said, their own languages, their own cultural backgrounds, their own customs, their own ways of living, because their countries are in different zones. They have different mentalities. yeah, we do have some kind of overlap because we all, you know, have Germanic ancestry, really, because that is how the English language developed, right, from German. Well, old time German, not nowadays German. But those languages are related, we know that. So if you go far back, like enough far back, then you will always find some common grounds. But we're not talking about back then or what could potentially be in the future. We're talking about what it is, what the state of all of it is right now. And the fact is that, in my humble opinion, like I said, just my opinion, just rambling along. So you don't even need to focus on what's being said, just on that there's someone talking and hopefully getting you to sleep. But in my opinion, I do believe that the Scottish soul, as well as the Northern Irish soul, as a nation, a country, a different identities, that those identities are way, way closer to somewhat of a European soul than English and Welsh ones are. And what I'm not saying is that that Northern Ireland and Scotland should just up and leave the UK and try to remain in European Union. But I've travelled the EU and I found that, funnily enough, most Europeans are convinced that Scotland and Northern Ireland are European at heart, that we share most of the same values, same ideas, same perception of our identities, that we're very unique, that we have very rich histories, that we have a lot to offer, and that we deserve to be heard and openly discuss and share our opinions. I keep saying we, right? God, I'm really bad at hiding. Well, disregard that. But now you're asleep already, aren't you? So, right. Now, like I said, I don't really necessarily see the problem with England and Wales being out of the EU. It wasn't a good match, I believe, and whatever comes. It's not for us to try and stop it anymore. It's a process. It has started quite a few years ago already, and it was just a matter of time. So we are. It was predictable, I believe, but more importantly is what is going to happen to Scotland and Northern Ireland. Those are the two problem children of the UK, and I'm worried. I feel like we belong to the EU, and the EU really wants us, and it's just so nice to belong and be valued and be heard, to know that you matter, that you're accepted, that you're wanted. Do you know what I mean? It's not about choosing the right or finding a common ground, discussing everything out and finding the same laws and the same regulations for everyone. That's not what it's about. It's about being heard, being taken seriously, no matter how small your voice. I'm conflicted. By the end of this year, the UK which is 4 countries, will have left the EU. And it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because nobody is getting what they want. Nobody does. The EU didn't want to get rid of the UK. And half of the UK doesn't want it either. So, what now, right? It's gone so far. There is no turning back, and all we can really realistically do is just sit back, relax, and wait for it to unfold. It's not for us to decide anymore. We all decided, and we all fucked ourselves real hard, in my opinion. Well, so much for that. So it was really fun having a channel on this platform and sharing my voice with you. I'm guessing with this video I just shot my channel dead. It was fun while it lasted, so thank you for hanging out. I just wanted to talk some things out, try to be as ambivalent as possible without telling you too much about myself. And I know, I'm always trying to conceal my accent, and it doesn't really work, does it? I mean, who am I fooling? But I like to pretend to myself that I can conceal it because my identity is mine and mine alone. And I don't need any of the labels associated with any distinct accent. So if you can pick it up and if you can tell where I'm from, kudos, let me buy you a drink. And just try to ignore it. I'm not a single identity, and I do not stand for one single nationality, not where I'm at home. Other people have it in their hands to decide where my future is going, and it's scary on so many levels, because as you know, if you've been following me for a while, I'm all about that control and keeping my control over my decisions, my life, my future. Even though I do like in my free time to dominate others, I absolutely believe in respecting subs and others, just in general, because without those being submissive, you cannot be dominant. So without showing gratefulness towards those who will let you dominate you, or will give you the power over them, you're nothing. And I believe the same to be truth on a political playing field. Like, you're valued and you matter, and that's where I'm gonna end tonight. I'm sorry, I will have to cut out like 80% of my ramblings because this recording is about 45 minutes long. Well, thank you for coming along on this journey. It's still in my mind and I'm still trying to work through it. It's been something that's been bugging me for so many years now, ever since the referendum, the Brexit one. And it's just messed up. It's a very accumulated problem, if that makes sense. I don't know. Bad way to end the video saying I don't know. I guess we're just gonna leave it off here. Maybe I'll come back to it someday and talk more about it, but I don't think so. I think this is gonna be a one-off. I don't really want to bring too much politics into my channel. This is more of a, well, safe haven for most of us, right? Where we just come together to enjoy our time and cuddle, have fun, and forget about everyday stresses. Do you know what I mean? So, hopefully you're already fast asleep by now. And in that case, just sleep on. And I'll soon catch you in another video where we will definitely not talk about something this convoluted. As for the rest of you, let me know your opinions down below. And remember, you're valued.